Hello and good morning. Great having you here. And we are starting now a new weekly series where I will explain initially my best EAs that I'm using, beside my own, of course, the reasons why I'm using it, and also I will show real results with real money that I have from the oldest one, also from some of the newer one. This will be a weekly series. Each EA will have their own video. Feel free to ask as many questions as possible. This is something that I really wanted to find when I was actually thinking about purchasing an EA. Of course, the vendors have their own results link, and some of them with real live results. But having a client, a customer showing real results, it's always better. We will focus mostly on how the EA works, what sort of drawdown can be expected. I will present also some of the more information on the website of the vendors. Of course, I'm not here to present these EAs for you to buy. Do your own research. Of course, always put them on a demo first. Always start with a small lot size. I'm not your financial advisor, of course. That being said, these EAs have great results from me. And if you can benefit from it, that will be great. Okay, I will start with the Market Master EA. So this episode number 1, will be about Market Master EA and its smaller brother, Market Master Duo EA, from the same vendor. I will go quickly through the website. Of course, you can find more information on the vendor's website, marketmasterea.com. Interesting stuff, definitely live track records verified by MyFX books, very important. Good rating, unique strategy built with advanced AI technologies. I also like the 30 days money back guarantee. This is a must, in my opinion. Yeah, and on the website, you can find more information about the Market Master EA, where you can ask for a free demo, and you can check also the track records. One of the main reasons why I actually considered this EA was the fact that it had live updates. So I can track all the trades that this EA is doing over time, and I can check also the full history. The balance has a nice look to it. This EA started in November 2024, so he has a good history. I'm a big fan of EAs that have at least 6 months of real results that can show. This EA has definitely more than that. It's one EA that is not trading that often. I would say more a sniper than a scalper. For sure, it's not a scalper. And the average trade number per month is between 4 to, let's say, 10, which I don't mind. The Market Master has an average of 6.48% profit every month and a drawdown of 48%, which is quite big. But if you look at the chart, this happened now. This actually happened the last week and a half, with a big euro-dollar move to the downside. So this EA at this moment is in some little troubles, but based on the history, I'm pretty sure it will get out. The profit curve is really nice. Here you can see the profit that this EA generated, which overall was over $2,000, which again is not that relevant because actually the gain is over 250% in a year and a half. Speaking of drawdown, it had amazing drawdown until June 25th, which got into a big drawdown, but it's slowly and surely getting out of it. The vendor deposited $1,000, and at this moment, the balance is $3,507 with a profit of $2,507 overall. It is a bit of in a drawdown now, so equity is now at only 80%, so about a bit around 20% drawdown, which is something special. This is not a normal situation, but hopefully it can get out. What I also check if I have full access to the history is the advanced statistic on trades. So it had 134 trades overall in a year and a half. And the average win was around $35. The average loss was around 43. That being said, the percentage of winning, longs won over 43%, shorts won 73%. So definitely is winning more than losing. The profit factor is almost 3. It's not bad. The average trade length is close to a day, 21 hours. And if I look at the summary, it only trades the euro-US dollar, which had, funny enough, 67 longs and 67 shorts. So perfect equality between these going long and short, which I like. I'm not a big fan of EAs that are only going a certain direction. This is 50-50, it's perfect. Made a bit more profit on the shorts than on the long. And overall, 134 trades, which with a winning percentage of 78% and a total profit of over $2,000. Again, the percentage is more relevant as a gain, not as a number, because he started with quite a small account of $1,000. And what I like also checking here, How's the evolution? So overall, it's quite positive. On the shorts, yeah, shorts are definitely winning more than the longs, but overall looks nice. It seems that Wednesday is the highest trading day for this robot, but it's getting good percentage on all the days, with an extra high on Tuesday and quite an extra low on Monday and Wednesday. So I'll explain a little bit the philosophy behind it, of course, without knowing the exact entry conditions. But what I can say, it's, even though it's a grid and it's a martingale, it's a very limited grid and martingale. Exactly what I mean by this is it opens only 4 different trades. So I'll give this example because actually this is the worst situation that this bot has ever been, and I'm pretty sure it will get out. It opened one trade, euro dollar. It works only on euro dollar. It opened one trade with 0.07 lot size, with a price of 1.15977, hoping that the price will go up. It didn't. So a few hours later in the same day, it opened a second trade, level 2, in this case, with a double the lot size of the first one, 0.14 lot size. And when the price went from 1.159 to 1.154, 500 pips, 500 points difference here. Unfortunately, the price still continued to go lower. It went to it opened a third level to 0.28 in the same day, actually an hour and a half later, when the price was at 1.14972. And then, because the price went even lower, it opened again at 1.14449 with a lot size of 0.56. So 0.07, and then double 0.14. Then again double 0.28, and then again double 0.50. So a total of 1.05 lot size open. And now this bot has opened all the 3 trades that it can open. All the 4 trades that it can open, and is waiting for the price to go in the right direction. I also like always looking at the history of the trades if I have access to it. So I'm going to start right from the oldest trades in November 2024, and I can see the lot size at that time was 0.1. The starting lot size. So this means that even when the bot was only trading with $1,000, the seller considered the 0.1 it's a medium, it's a good enough risk to use on the bot. I wouldn't recommend, it's a bit high at this moment, but when you're starting to trade a bot, of course, you can risk a little bit more initially. So you can see most of the trades are not double, meaning it opened and then in the same day it closed with a bit of a profit. Not bad of a profit overall, $11 at $1,000 account, a gain of 1%, not bad. Same a few days later, one level. But then again, the third one as well, in the same day, again, another trade, closed one level, so nice profit. But then we reached something that I found interesting, because actually I want to see how often did it go to the level 2, level 3, and level 4. So just to read this transaction, on the 27th of November at 11 o'clock, it opened one trade with 0.01 and at this price. And then the price went against it. It opened a sell, and then the price went against the trade. So it opened a few hours later at almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, another trade with 0.02, the first level of safety, you can say, when it doubled. And then because this price went in the right direction, it closed at 5 o'clock, both trades in the same time. And you can see the profit was $58 for the bigger lot size, and the loss was $20 for the other one. So total, you can say, of $38, more or less 37. This is how it got out from a losing trade by opening a second trade, which is actually quite bigger. And if I look lower again, one level, nice profit, one level. Okay, here again, 2 levels, same idea, and a similar trade here. 2 levels open, 0.1 and 0.2. The second one extremely profitable, but even the first one is quite profitable. So overall, this was a nice profit. And you can see also the frequency of trading here. I'm not going to judge November because it started only in the middle of the month, but actually November was not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades. But then December, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades as well. So 6 trades, like I said, between 4 and 10. Okay, so this is an interesting one. It opened on the 6th of January at 10 o'clock, one trade, 0.1 as a level side. Definitely the price went against it because it hoped for a sale, so the price should be going lower. It didn't, which can happen. Then it opened a second trade in the same day, a few hours later, 3 hours later, 0.02 at the price, at the higher price. In this case, 1.037. The first one was 1.032. And then because the price went against it, it opened a third trade in the same day. Probably it was a big move on this day. Just half an hour later, actually, same day, if I read it correctly, at 1.04 to 6. So it went from 1.03 to 6 to 1.04 to 6 in 3 trades, 0.01, 0.02, 0.04. And because this one, and then of course, price went in the right direction. So it closed the sale at 1.0384, which ended up, if you look percentage-wise, only one trade was profitable, while the 2 other trades were not profitable. This is what I'm saying, is sometimes the percentage win is not always 100% the most important factor. In this case, the EA has like a 70% win, which is great because there are a lot of one-time trades. But in this case, when it was there were 3 trades open, you only need a bigger one to be very profitable. And this is, so 168 minus 61, so it's going to be 107, minus 20 is going to be 86, something like that. So total profit of $86 in a $1,000 account, not bad. And if I continue, again, this was only one trade, meaning it entered and it exited in a profit, entered, exit in a profit, entered, exit in a profit, and so on. Again, I'll go in depth with all these things, but you can move forward if you want to see some other details on this part. I like analyzing this because I want to make sure that my concern about this spot was, is having 4 levels enough? And I would say until last week, or maybe even until today, you can say it seems to be enough. So 1 level, exit in a profit, and so on. So if we continue, yeah, a lot of one time. Okay, this is 2 times, 2 levels. This is also 2 times, 2 levels, same structure, 0.1. The first one ended up in a small loss, but because with the second one, which was 0.2, took most of the profit. So overall, this was like $23 profit. It's not bad for a $1,000 account, and so on. And if I check again, let's check the months okay, March, not that many trades, all profitable, which is great, but only 1, 2, 3, 4 trades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades actually. Okay, April, not that many trades, only 3 trades. So this is something that you don't expect is to be trading all day long. Another thing that I always check is checking the size of the biggest trade, the biggest lot size of the biggest trade, 0.96. So I'm going to go in the month of November 2025 just to check what happened there. November 2025 should be around here. Okay, okay, this was the one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So at this time, the vendor probably increased a little bit the risk size, the risk on this EA. If I check what sort of balance did he have, November. Okay, so you can see from November 2024 when it started with $1,000. If you go all the way to November, or let's say, before this big trade happened, it went to $2,660. So it's more than double the account. So at that time, probably the vendor decided to, or the developer, keep calling him vendor, but it's the developer and vendor, and he's mostly the developer, great guy. He decided to increase the risk from 0.1 to 0.12. His decision, actually the increase is not that big, consider the account size doubled. So it opened 1 trade on the 6th of November, and it took a while. The price went against him, then it opened a 2nd trade on the 7th of November. And then again, the price didn't go in his direction. The 3rd trade was open at 11th of November. In this case, so the second was 0.24, double the first one. The third one was 0.48, 4 times the first one, and actually double the second one. And because the price again went against him, it opened a 4th level, the maximum one, 2 days later, November 13, with 0.96. And you can see that this was quite a move because the euro dollar went from 1.150 to then to second trade 1.155, 1.160, and then all the way to 1.165. So from 150 to 165. It was quite a big move, and it closed the price at 1.602, which you can say percentage-wise, the winning percentage was not great. It was only 25% of these 4 trades that closed at the same time on the 17th of November. All the 4 trades same time. Was profitable. Only the last one, which was the bigger one. And that's why having such an aggressive marketing and always doubling the lot size helps you get out of the big drops like this. And yeah, if you calculate this, like 230. So if you divide, it's around $340, which you can see also on his result because it went from $2,650 all the way to $2,900 and so on. So another thing that I actually want to see is the duration. Probably, yeah, not more than 11 days. That was the longest one. And don't be afraid of the fact that, okay, these were unprofitable trades. Yeah, probably these were the first trades or the second trades. You see the levels that it happened. So usually, if I put the higher profit, the most profitable trades, and that was the one at that day, it's usually the ones that actually end up getting the account out of a trade. But in this case, yeah, you have to be patient, because even the bigger account, even the bigger trade with 0.96, it took 3 days to get out. So probably, I don't know, I didn't check the price. Probably in the first 2 days it went against him. So the drawdown must have been quite a bit. One other thing that I check, again, I'm doing this for Market Master EA. And also keep in mind that I'm not going to do this every week. This is only for the first week when I present in details the EA that I work with. And then the weekly episodes will be mostly what happened in that week. What sort of trades did it take? What sort of profit? What's the drawdown? My conclusion. It's going to be way shorter and straight to the point. But because this is the first week, I'll go into more details. And of course, you can have a nice discount on the affiliate link that I'm going to post in the description and the first comment. If you want to try it, you have a free 30 days demo. This is not a financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy it. But if you want to buy it, and if you want to buy it at a slightly smaller price than it's on the website, you can use my affiliate link. So another thing that I'm checking is the percentage of profit every month. Of course, when it starts, usually quite a few developers are risking a little bit more. So 12%, 8% in the last 2 months of 2024. And then if I look at 2025, there's quite a big fluctuation between certain months, because I mean, we checked March and April, it had like four to six trades only. While in other months it had more. So 10%, 12%, 4%, 2%, 17%, 5%. So yeah, you can say the average that is written here, around 6% a month, it's actually quite a good one. And if I check the 2026, a bit lower, 1%, 3%, 1%, 3%, 1%, 1%, and 0.2 for now. But once this trade, this EA gets out of the current situation, I'm pretty sure this will be probably the best month of this year. And the second EA that this developer is having on his website that I'm using is the Market Master Duo. I'm not going to go into that many details with this one. This is quite a newer one, and I'm using both of them in one single account. A Market Master Duo, we will have, it has a nice tracking record as well with the live updates. It opened in August 2025 with a deposit of $1,000, and overall now it has grown to 85%. With the balance, it went from $1,000 in August all the way to $1,850 in the end of June. So it has a nice profit curve that I really like seeing. Overall, monthly profit was around close to 6%, with the biggest drawdown of 30%. It started with $1,000 and now has $1,850 in the account. This trades two pairs actually, the Aussie Canadian dollar and the New Zealand Canadian dollar. With the Aussie Canadian dollar being slightly more profitable and a higher percentage of wins, but overall it looks nice, both longs and shorts. It has at this moment 2 open trades, nothing special. The principle is quite similar here as well, with the second level of trading or doubling the lot size, 0.05 in this case, and then 0.1. And if I look at the history, over close to 9%, 12%, 6%, 2%, 9% in the month of at the end of 2025. And 6%, 3%, 6 in December, 3 in February, 7 in March, 1 in April, 3 in May, and already 2% in and 2% in June. And here you can see my account, which I use the Market Master and the Market Master Duo. So I use both of them in one single account. I started with a really small $1,000. Then I increased to close to $4,000, slight increase. And then I went to $9,000 and total of over $12,000 now. More interesting is the profit. And yeah, I started trading at towards the end of March, and overall since the end of March until last Friday, it had a nice profit of $830 with a drawdown that was actually close to 5%, 4.5% towards the end. And okay, you might ask yourself, how come I'm not in the big trade that the account is in on the vendor's website? I made a change. I'm not saying you should do that, because you need to have the account size to do that. My starting lot size for this, which is like close to $12,000 account, was still 0.1. So you can say I'm trading at quite a low risk, 0.1 volume of an account over $10,000. So when it went the wrong way, it opened a 0.2 at this price, and then it opened a 0.4 at this price. and then it opened at 0.8 at this price. And the vendor actually, because only uses 4 levels, because he's using probably a higher risk than I'm using, stopped here. But because my account size was big enough, I said, okay, I can open a level number 5. So you can see it has maximum positions is 5 here. Yeah. And this opened at the 1.6 level lot size, at 1.6 lot size, which was at the price of 1.395, which helped me get out the moment the price hit back 1.45. If I would have not opened this position, and this would have been my last position when the price was at 1.44, and the price went to 1.45, the difference is so small, it would have not helped me get out of the other trades. But this made a big difference, not with the direction, it was the same direction. So it went from 1.39, but also the lot size increased. Was it risky? Probably, because if this price would have gone even lower to 1.30 or maybe 1.25, which would have been a crazy move if you ask me, I probably would have got into some troubles. But like this, I managed to get out because actually the swap fee was quite big. We're getting to it. So overall, this ended up being in about $200 of profit, with the smaller levels being unprofitable, clearly. The level 4 was slightly profitable, but if you count the swap, even this one was not profitable. The total was like $200 profit. So I managed to get out. I'm going to keep this 5 levels because, again, I'm trading at a quite low volume of 0.1. And now after this, I increased to 0.15 because I decided I could cover this. Again, not financial advice. You do what you want to do with your money. So this is these are the results. And yeah, overall, I made since March, since you can say beginning of April, 10% with this EA. Yes, the consecutive wins, this was nice. The profit trades, the percentage is a bit on the lower side, but again, I don't mind that much because sometimes it can be that you have 4 levels open and only the last one, which is by far the biggest one, is highly profitable and takes your trade out of it with a nice profit, covering the loss of the other smaller one. So in this case, 67% doesn't look great, but I don't mind it. And if I look at the history, yeah, you have history here. And now I have open. Actually, this is on New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar, which is on the Market Master Duo. Nothing special here. So if I look at the percentage, 3.7%, 1%, 2.5, and 2.34 already. So probably this month can be close to 5, 6, 7. What I target always with the EAs that I'm running is somewhere between 3% and 6%. Anything over 6%, I find it a bit concerning. I don't mind making more money, but I feel that sometimes the risk increases when the EA produces a lot of 6, 7, 8, 10%. I have many stories that I can tell you, and I'm not going to do that now. But long story short, this is the Market Master and the Market Master Duo. And if I look at the last, you can say the last week, on 25th, 30, normal trades, again, you don't have to be concerned about the volume because it was only one time that happened that it went to level 5. And even the level 4, it was only one time. Usually it's level 3, and so on, level 2, and so on. So most of the trades, you can say, if I look, all the trades are only one time. I tried also some different pairs. I'm not going to hide it. I decided to take them out. It's yeah, I'm not sure if I want to go that route, but most of the trades are closing on the first entrance. If you like the video, hit subscribe if you want to see every week the weekly updates on what happened during this week with the Market Master and the Market Master Duo in my account. Again, this video is a bit slightly longer because I want to explain more about the philosophy and how this EA works. If you want to test it or purchase the EA, there's a link in the description. Remember, it has a 30-day money-back guarantee, which I like. And by clicking on that link, you'll get a nice discount from my side, from this vendor. Feel free to ask as many questions as you want regarding this EA. I'll do my best to answer them. Have a great week.